Hey guys, and welcome back to Intuitive Eating Snippet number 5. This is actually the last video of this series, and I'm super excited about today because it's all about exercise. And exercise, if you can find a way to have a good relationship with exercise and work it into your routine regularly, you will notice humongous health benefits and changes in your body physically, emotionally. So let's jump into the information that I have for you guys today. But firstly, if you wouldn't mind just checking to see if you've subscribed yet, and if not, why don't you go ahead and hit that notifications bell on the subscribe button now, because I do videos weekly and I wouldn't want for you to miss out on anything. All right, let's jump into it. So many of you may have a love-hate relationship with exercise. Maybe you've tried pushing yourself super hard in the past, and you've done intense programs like CrossFit or Orange Theory, and maybe you've done it also without supporting yourself nutritionally, and sort of you've ended up feeling drained, tired, and sore, and it's not really the best memory or experience for you. People tend to have a mindset around exercise that they have to go hard or die trying, or that in order to succeed in any exercise program, you have to put sweat, blood, and tears into it. Otherwise, it's just completely not worth it at all. So you go from 0 to 60, pushing yourself up to your max heart rate for as long as you can until you're basically drained of energy. Many of you, I'm sure, have exercised while dieting in the past, and that in and of itself can pose a problem. And that the reason why is because when you cut carbs or you're in a calorie deficit, it a lot of times puts you in a position where to then add exercise into it, it's just not enough to sustain your energy. And with certain types of exercise, like high intensity exercise, specifically with the use of what's called fast twitch muscles versus slow twitch muscles, you require glucose for fuel in those types of workouts. This type of exercise that I'm talking about is your anaerobic exercise. Anaerobic basically means without oxygen. So the oxygen that we receive through our breath is enough to sustain the energy that we need to expend throughout the day, even in certain types of exercise like jogging, running at a moderate to lower pace, and sometimes swimming, biking, and more aerobic type exercise. The oxygen is enough in those types of exercise. But when you push yourself really hard, like I'm talking about in sort of these more high intensity workouts, you can't expect to sustain your energy without a major blood sugar crash, because the oxygen is not enough to sustain that exercise. So basically what happens is your body will tap into your muscle storage of glucose, and it will use the glucose in your bloodstream. And once you run out of that, you basically don't have anything left to keep sustaining that high intensity exercise. So you will end up just being completely exhausted and drained, and you will not feel good whatsoever. So it's important to support yourself during these types of workouts, and to really work yourself up to those types of workouts, because even if your body is not trained in a way that's not going to be a shock to your body, then you're going to be drained and sore and tired much quicker than if you had worked yourself up to that point. But beyond nutritional support and energy, exercise can be influenced as well by a dieting mentality. So it's common to use exercise solely as a vehicle to lose weight or achieve a desired appearance, and even sometimes punishment for eating too much. The problem is that when your desire to move your body is motivated only by numbers, it'll be less likely to be sustained because you aren't focusing on all the other amazing things about exercise. So here are 4 ways to start having a sustainable relationship with exercise. Number 1, focus on how it feels. When we exercise, we release neurochemicals such as serotonin, dopamine, and norepinephrine. These chemicals act like drugs, and they're like feel-good drugs in the body. And the longer that you move your body, the more they're released. When we exercise, we also release endorphins, like beta endorphins and beta lipotrophins, which are literal opioids, and they help you to alleviate pain and enhance and improve your mood. Also, we release cortisol when we exercise, and although long-term high cortisol can drain the adrenals, short-term stimulation of the adrenals, such as through exercise, is a good and healthy thing, because it helps to mitigate the effects of chronic stress, which I'm pretty sure all of us are experiencing stress in some capacity. These neurochemicals can help also with anxiety and depression and fatigue. Number 2, stop focusing on the calories burned. Instead of having a deadline of, I must exercise my full 30 minutes every morning, or I must burn 200 calories every morning, focus on the minimum. If you set a goal of 15 minutes of brisk walking, jogging, yoga, Pilates, biking, hiking, or swimming, or even following an exercise video at home each day, then you can allow yourself from there to decide when to stop. Usually about 15 minutes is all it takes for the endorphins and the neurochemicals to start flooding your system. And at that point, you may love that feeling so much that you won't stop at 15 minutes. You'll continue. So give yourself plenty of space and time to do this. I would say starting with 30 minutes is a great amount to start with in terms of how much time you have to work with. Make sure that you fuel yourself well before the exercise and sometimes after, depending on how long you're doing it. A protein breakfast with some fruit or a whole grain to fuel your body, and plenty of water with electrolytes is really important to help you prepare for the best sustained exercise. Make sure to give yourself room and space to decide how much exercise is needed for each day, rather than making it a black and white type thing. There may be some days that you get on the treadmill and you try to jog and you just feel tired or under the weather, or you don't feel right. And it's okay to permit yourself to stop early or give yourself time to rest, even for a whole week at a time. There are times where rest is really, really necessary, especially if you've been doing muscle training and strength training. Your muscles need time to be able to repair. Number 3 is to focus on the health benefits. This is my favorite thing about exercise. It's what's really helped me to appreciate exercise and movement more than anything else. It affects metabolism in multiple ways. Firstly, when you exercise, it helps detoxify your body so that your liver can focus on better regulating sugar and fat. Second, when you move your body, it helps support your microbiome, which directly affects your metabolism. And third, it impacts hormone health by stimulating your adrenal glands to release estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone, which can be the difference between weight gain, very often to the abdominal area, or the loss of fat in that area. It also stimulates thyroid hormone production, which also is necessary for a healthy metabolism, as I'm sure many of you know. Hypothyroidism is really on the rise today. It affects about 10 million Americans, but it's very commonly underdiagnosed because the right types of testing are not being done. And then fourth, the muscle mass that is gained during exercise will require energy to sustain it. So that will increase your metabolism as well. This is why being active is so important. Studies have shown that any type of movement for 30 minutes out of the day is enough to reduce heart disease risk by half. And these can even be broken up into 2 15-minute sessions, and it still provides the benefit. And lastly, a super helpful way to get yourself to exercise is to make it fun. Some awesome ways to do this are listening to music while you walk, jog, or bike. If you do cycling or exercise at home, watch a show while you're working out or listen to a new podcast. Follow someone new on YouTube, like me, for example. Go to new parks or locations where you can walk, jog, and also explore. And when the weather's bad, you can go to a mall or a shopping area so that you can get out and walk. Break up your workday by enjoying a nice walk outside so that you can look forward to it every day. And for those of you who need accountability when it comes to working out and health choices, it can help to schedule your walking in with a friend or a spouse, or join a group class at the gym or the Y. And you can do things like yoga, Pilates, Zumba, a cycling class, or kickboxing. This can be really helpful for those of you who need childcare as well, because many of those facilities offer childcare for you so that you can exercise while they play and meet some new friends. So knowing all this information, I would encourage you to go ahead and make a daily schedule where you can pencil in 15 to 30 minutes in your schedule to move your body. Make sure that you pick an activity that you think you will enjoy, because enjoyment is a key aspect in making the exercise fun. Don't pick something that you know you're going to dread or hate, because then you won't enjoy it and it won't be fun. And look at exercise as a means by which you can feel better mentally, physically, and not just a way to lose weight, although that is a nice benefit. Thank you so much for following this series with me on intuitive eating. This was the last snippet that we have for this series, and I encourage you to watch more of my videos and stay tuned for the upcoming ones. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.